So, money for nothing lesson. Now, bear with me, okay? I will get to it, I will teach you it. Just give me 2 minutes, okay? Once you've seen this the first time, you can skip through it. I want to talk to you about a charity called Star Cards. Now, they're a charity for Great Ormond Street Hospital. For those of you that don't know about Great Ormond Street, it's a children's hospital in London, and they rely heavily on donations in order to fund projects and research for the benefit of the children that are admitted to the hospital. Star Cards is a charity that essentially take playing cards that are given to them by Great Ormond Street Hospital, and they take them to various famous people, celebrities, etc., and they get them signed, and then Star Cards will then auction these off, and the proceeds from that will go to Great Ormond Street Hospital. Now, there is a Mark Knopfler item that's up. If you go to starcards.org, you can see it on there. The auction for that is ending quite soon, 5th of December. Okay, 5th of December 2011 is when that ends. So you need to get your bids in soon. And to give you an idea of the kind of thing that you can expect, here's one that I won a little while ago. Now, let's see if I can get this in. There's the card there with the Mark Knopfler signature on, and nice little nameplate there as well. And coming over to the other side, that's the Great Ormond Street card itself, and then you get the nice, beautiful, very well made frame, very nice item, and the picture as well. Hopefully you can see that, which is taken by Mark Knopfler's preferred photographer. Very nice. I mean, it's a big frame, nice large item. Frame itself is lovely, and like I say, all the profits from that will go to Great Ormond Street Hospital, which is a very, very worthwhile cause. So, like I say, starcards.org. The auction's ending on the 5th of December. Sorry. There's other items on there as well. It's obviously not just Mark Knopfler. You can get Star Cards signed by Brian May, Ant and Dec, for those of you that know who they are. And obviously, I mean, this charity's been running since 2002, and they've got cards going on all the time. Formula 1 drivers, they sign them. So it's a unique way to get a signature that you know is legit, and quite often obviously mounted in the frame that you saw there. So, anyway, let's get to the lesson. One thing I want to show you is a video on YouTube, and it's not really a video, it's just the audio. But someone's taken the soundtrack from the original Money for Nothing song, and they've just isolated the main guitar from it. If you type in Money for Nothing guitar only on YouTube, that'll bring you the video. It looks like that, and it's brilliant because you can really hear the guitar. So hopefully you can hear this, and just use this as an example for the moment, but just you can really hear the rhythm and the guitar, and it's brilliant. So you can hear from that, it's almost what you don't play that's as important as what you do. There's a lot of that staccato kind of thing. And again, the only way to get that is using your fingers. Now, the rhythm, if you can play that, so it's a downstroke with the first two fingers, and we're talking about the D and the G string here. Don't worry about the left hand for the moment. Okay, so if you imagine that you're playing, just sort of do a downstroke on the D and the G, and then an upstroke. Okay, and then when you do the upstroke, after that your thumb is then hitting the D string, and then you're muting it. Again, probably the easiest thing would be with your first finger. Now after you've played it with your thumb, you need to come back up again on the first finger. Now it sounds ridiculous, but you can get the sound. It's about using your ears. You need to listen to it. Okay, now already you can probably hear a bit of the song coming in. Okay, and that rhythm with the right hand, that comes through in all of the song. So when you're playing the rhythm stuff, okay, so now I'm going to walk you through the first part of the intro. Okay, so 5th fret, first finger, D string, and put it over the 5th fret so you get that harmonic. And that is kind of your first, all the drums go in there. Okay, so we got that. Now you're going to bar the 5th fret, the D and the G string, and then with your 3rd finger on the 7th fret on the G string. And you're going to play that with the right hand. You're going to just kind of do kind of upstroke with your thumb and your first couple of fingers. So you got the harmonic with the thumb. Okay. Now after you've played that, you need to come down again with your first 2 fingers on the D and the G string. So it's a bit tricky to play it slowly. Actually, it does help when you're playing it full speed. Okay, and that's the first part of. Okay. Okay, now we're going to an upstroke, and we're going to pull off. Sorry, not pull off, but just take off the 3rd finger on the 7th. Now we're going to hammer on. So forget about the right hand for the minute. Just going to hammer on back onto that onto the G string on the 7th fret. So we've got the harmonic, pull up, sort of flick down. Now this is where we're going down onto the B string, and you're going to be using your 2nd finger on the 6th fret on the B string, 6th fret B string. Now you're taking off the 3rd finger on the G string and going onto the 2nd finger on the B string. And just as you do that, you're going to go an upstroke with the first 2 fingers on the G and the B. So here we go, just play. I'm just going to go through slowly. So okay, now this is where it gets good. The next note you play is with the thumb on the D string, still keeping that first finger where it is, and that is that key part of the song. Okay, if you don't get this, it won't sound right. Now the next bit is again a downstroke, and you're bringing on that third finger back onto the G for the downstroke. Okay, so we take that back a step. Okay, so that's a downstroke with the G string on. Now we're pulling everything off apart from that first finger, and it's going to be an upstroke on the D and the G. Now we're coming back onto the thumb. Now again, this all sounds really confusing, but just remember that you're playing this. If you bear that in mind, when you're coming to do this, I know it sounds really complicated now, but it just comes, it all figures itself out, trust me. Put the practice in, it will work. So there's the thumb coming back on. And then we're going down to the 3rd fret with the first fingers on the D and the G still. Okay, and then we're going to do an upstroke with the first 2 fingers. And then a downstroke. And then an upstroke open. Again, it sounds difficult trying to explain it. When you hear it and you know how the song goes in your head and you play it, it does come together. Okay, so let's just review where we are now. Okay, so we've got the harmonic. Okay, now this is where we come onto that staccato bit at the end. So if I just play this through so we know where we are. Okay, so that's where we're heading towards. Okay, so far we've got to about there. Okay, so okay, so now when we get to the open part, so that's where we got. I mean, I'm using my little finger to come back onto that 5th fret harmonic, the same one that you started with, and it's just a very sort of subtle stopping of it all. There's almost nothing at all. It's very, very subtle. And that's just a slide from the 3rd, 5th, back to the 3rd, and then open. And that open bit at the end is quite subtle, but it's quite key to the song. Right, I'm going to stop it there just to review and see if I've done anything wrong. Alright, I've just gone through and had a look through at the stuff that was done before. I know it's not the easiest to follow. I know I'm not the best teacher in the world. It's a difficult song to teach. It's not the easiest song to play. I'll give it my best shot. Regarding the rest of the song, obviously we've only covered sort of the first part of the intro. I will post it. However, I'm going to wait until after the auction finishes. Now, the only reason that I'm making this lesson is to try and promote the fact that the auction is going ahead. And I'll remind you again with the poster thing, with the frame cards, the signed cards by the celebrities. It's a worthwhile cause. It's your opportunity to own something absolutely fantastic. And Money for Nothing is one of those songs that just, you know, everyone wants to play it. You know, it's a fantastic song, it sounds brilliant, and there's not many people that can teach it, me included. But certainly on YouTube there's not really any good lessons, so I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to do the best that I can so that you can play it, but ideally I'd like you to show some recognition of the fact that this is an absolutely awesome charity for Great Ormond Street Hospital. And you know, go and visit the site starcards.org, go and get the views up. And if I hear back from the manager of Star Cards that you know, the activity on his website has gone up, then hopefully I can post the rest of the song and you'll be able to play it like a pro.